Hey guys, we got a brand new Cars 3 trailer. With me to break it down, Andy Signor, Dan Merle. The last time we spoke about this, the question was, could this movie actually be good? We might get some more answers because this is a slightly longer trailer.
Yeah,
So
and
let's
I have
take
a theory I cannot wait to share.
Ooh, theories. Roll it, Jonathan.
This is familiar.
Doing this again.
Seen, yeah.
Well, it's weird as we watch again, they don't ever show them talk. They don't ever show them looking cartoony.
No, these look like real cars.
This is like as if David Fincher made a Cars movie.
And then they kill him
all
again.
cinematic lighting.
Yeah.
Ooh, the long, dark pause is very...
Oh, it's weird they decided to, why even give us that teaser? I guess, I don't know, to get the hype up. It's the same, that was the first teaser right
Sure,
there.
exactly. Oh, now we're in it.
From
You
Disney.
will never
and
be the
Pixar.
racer you once were. Accepted.
Chris Cooper.
Yeah.
Will Lightning McQueen retire?
I decide when I'm done.
They're going like Force Awakens with their trailer. It's all just
Jackson
VOs.
Storm is part of the next generation of high-tech racers.
Win number 3 for the rookie sensation.
And I find it interesting those are the two they chose.
You can be smarter.
You
Find
need
Dory
my
and
help,
Inside
Mr.
Out.
McQueen.
Yeah.
Not Toy Story.
Right.
Two more choices.
I'm coming for you, Storm.
Storm kind of looks like a Tron car.
Not a mater in sight.
Not, well,
Wow.
that's my theory.
What is your theory, Mr. Signor?
Well, here's what because we talked about previously, take this up.
Yeah.
We talked previously about could these be good? I think they could be, this one could be good. And
Yeah.
the reason we all hated Cars 2, it was the Mater movie that completely just went off in this weird place. Here's my theory. What if they killed off Mater? Pixar has killed off plenty of characters from Bing Bong to
Wow.
Ellie to imagine if, because hear me out, that sounds crazy. But first of all, Pixar has killed off Pixar. Second of all, did you guys actually watch Cars 2? Because I did. The whole message of that movie was,
a mess.
Mater, we're best friends. We can never leave each other's side. Where the hell is Mater? The Cars plot line and universe, Mater's got to be by his side always. So Mater's like a minion. He's only good in very small doses. So I have this theory, if they did that, I think people would be like, whoa. And that
Well, do
would
you
just
think that-
immediately turn and then Lightning's got more to race for. He lost his friends.
You think it's that? You think it's not? They learned from their mistakes and they realized that Cars 2 was so despicable?
Look, it's a ballsy move. It's a ballsy move. It's a little far-fetched. But if they did, wouldn't you guys be more invested?
Sure. I just don't think they're going to. I think this is a rebranding.
He's
I think
last on the
rebranding.
cast list. Larry the Cable Guy is last on the cast
Well, but
list.
that's also because,
Flashbacks.
who are you going to put? Tony Shalhoub or Larry the Cable Guy?
Yeah.
Tony Shalhoub, obviously. But what do you think, Dan?
I think this is a clever attempt at rebranding. I think that you're right. They don't show them talking. They don't show them talking at all. If they showed the cars talking and having serious discussions, I can maybe join your side of oh, where is Mater? But I think they know that the Cars brand, while popular amongst children, is not exactly well regarded amongst adults, which that's Pixar's crown jewel is we make movies for kids and adults. I think they're branding this a little more adult to kind of shake that image off. The question is that just how they're branding this movie and then it's the old bait and switch where this is going to be the same Cars movies that we're used to, or are they legitimately gonna tweak this franchise a little bit to appeal more? Because the Cars is the only franchise they have. Even Monsters, Inc. and Monsters University appealed more to adults. Cars is the only franchise they have that most people are like, those are kids' movies.
Well, and the other thing you have to think about is when Cars first came out, you have to mature with your audience because the kids that grew up with it now are older, so you
Yes.
have to sort of bring them back into the fold perhaps, or appeal, like you're saying, to an adult.
Yeah.
Well, what do we think about the inclusion now of Armie Hammer's Jackson
No, who cares?
Storm?
Who cares?
Well, that's a great voice.
Look, it's a good voice, but I think you hit on the head of just the cast sort of doesn't matter. I
That
think
looks like a Tron car.
Yes, what they're
does look
doing
like
is with a kid of my own who's 4.5, he's almost already grown up past cars. He's sort of not into the Thomas the Train type of car.
Right.
He's more into fast cars and crazy stuff. So I think this is in order to keep that merchandise going. showing, which I forget how much we said, Charlie, and we were.
Oh
it
my
was
God, it was
insane. It was like
insane.
more than
Crazy,
Star
yeah.
Wars
Yeah,
or something.
it had made more than Star Wars.
So obviously this is an IP they have to keep, lucrative, and so I think it is actually smart because the first Cars 2 Cars movies will always be available for little kids.
Yeah.
Now that they've grown up, how do we reinvent the franchise? Oh, let's make it a little bit darker for the older kids so they can still feel like Cars is hip and Cars is cool again. I mean, Armie Hammer, the cast, it is what it is. Like they didn't blow me away with Paul Newman blew me away when he was in the first one.
Right.
But I
Michael
think
Caine in the last
the
one.
names are still silly. Jackson Storm. I mean, come on. That's
Jackson Storm versus
that's not
Lightning
helping.
McQueen.
Cruz, Ramirez, and Jackson. I don't know. These are weird.
How do you
gotta
appeal
be the
to an
Cardinals.
audience when you have movies like the Fast and Furious movies, when you have Rush, when you have Triple X, which is coming out, when you have people that are sort of like pre-programmed to expect massive fight sequences and chase sequences, even when they're going into an animated movie? If it's still about cars like that, like the monster
like
truck
Mad
rally,
Max?
yeah, like Fury Road. I mean, what do you think we have to do now? How does Pixar have to step the game up in terms of making it a more grounded, gritty, dark Cars?
I don't think they need to do that necessarily. I just think that I think the perception problem that they're battling right now, and I think why you're seeing the trailers take this turn, is that the Cars franchise is sub Pixar. Is that Pixar has a line? They have the great movies, and then they have the good line, which is
that the Good Dinosaur line?
Yeah, the Good Dinosaur is below that line. And they've seen now with the Good Dinosaur that audiences maybe not necessarily going to show up to anything that has the Pixar name on it anymore. So I think. Now, either are they marketing it or are they making it? I think they realize they have a franchise that's a little below the line that they want. So they're kind of boost that up a little bit.
Yeah,
I hope they do that in the actual movie instead of just the marketing for the movie.
I do not to shrug off because kids are smart, but I think it's a little easier to sell kids on these movies than it is the parents. So I think this was smart because we're still early out. It's good to get the parents going, okay, I want to watch that with your kid. Like, this looks kind of different.
Sure.
And I'm still blown away. Like, the cinematic rendering and lighting that they're doing in this round, like, that looks incredible.
Yes.
Like, they are definitely stepping up the game from a look perspective. It looks real. And several of those shots, like, we're really watching a crazy car race. So
Totally. It reminds me a lot of Rush.
we'll at least get that.
Well, the director, Brian Fee, he was the storyboard artist on Cars 2, so okay, maybe not the pedigree we want, but also WALL-E and Ratatouille. Ratatouille, which I feel like people always forget about.
They do.
Ratatouille is so good. So to see him step up now in this way, I am personally excited. I think it's going to be good. I really do have hope because I am one of the few people who really enjoyed the first Cars movie. And the second Cars movie was such a massive disappointment. I don't need everything to go dark and gritty, but I think that the way they're doing this perhaps is more of a redemption story. And it's hard when you lose somebody like Paul Newman and you have to continue a franchise and keep it interesting.
I thought they handled that well in 2. One of the one things they did do okay in 2.
Did well.
They respected him and moved on. It is. Look, I know my theory is crazy, but I just think even if it's not killing Mater, as long as they have completely downgraded him, I think they're making a huge step towards making a better movie. Just because he's a funny comic relief, he's not the main star.
If they kill him, how do they kill him and where?
Oh man, car accident, right? That's just too dramatic in a Cars movie.
I don't know. I'm still
car
very
accidents?
I'm still very sketchy on the whole rules of the Cars universe. Like, hey, can there be?
It was a weird.
accidents?
There was. I did read an article about this specifically, and there's new technology brewing, and then the interviewer was like, "You mean like Ubers?" And then they were laughing, like, "I don't think a car can have an Uber to take another
right.
car
Or to
inside
get
of it."
inside of a car, like a car sitting in the back
When
seat
you
of a
get
car.
lost in the world of who makes, do they make the cars?
Well, I think maybe the Uber would be like
Who gives birth to the car?
truck. And who takes do you lose your battery and that's what takes you away? Well, we don't know, but we want to know what you guys think. Please tweet at us at SJ News. You can always, you can click and you can comment below. And of course, you can always click here for more Screen Junkies news. Let us know what you think about Cars 3. We'll see you soon.